How Generative AI DNN Recognize Image. Pradeep K. Suri. Author, researcher, and AI DNN architect. Generative AI, particularly generative adversarial networks, GANs, don't necessarily recognize images in the same way a human would. Instead, they rely on complex algorithms and deep learning techniques to learn the underlying patterns and relationships within a massive dataset of images. Here's a simplified breakdown of the process. 1. Training on a massive dataset. The generative AI model is fed a vast collection of images. This dataset can contain millions or even billions of images and encompass various categories. 2. Learning patterns. Deep neural networks, DNNs, within the model analyze these images, identifying patterns, features, and relationships between pixels. They essentially learn what makes up an image and how these elements come together. 3. Generative versus discriminative networks, GANs. In generative adversarial networks, a popular generative AI technique, there are two competing neural networks. Generator, this network attempts to create new, realistic images based on the learned patterns. Discriminator, this network acts as a critic, analyzing both real images, from the dataset, and the generated images. Its goal is to differentiate between the two. 4. Iterative refinement, the generator and discriminator are locked in an adversarial process. The generator continuously refines its creations based on the discriminator's feedback. The discriminator, in turn, gets better at spotting fakes as the generator improves. This back-and-forth competition helps the generative model produce increasingly realistic images. Essentially, generative AI doesn't recognize objects or scenes in the way we do. Instead, it becomes very good at mimicking the statistical properties of the images it has been trained on. This allows it to produce new images that share elements and characteristics with the training data. Thanks.